I'm going to show you how to replace valve seals without removing the head. There's more than one way to skin a cat, a million ways to do things, but this is just how I do things. Quick, easy, get it done. And I hope this helps you out because that's the only reason why I'm making this video. This happens to be a Chevy 250. And I am going to just take these rockers off just to make some room for us, and I'm going to set them on the edge of this table so that they fall off. So I'm going to show you two ways how to do this, and both ways you need a way to keep the valve up so that you can compress the valve spring and get the keepers out. And then once you have the keepers out and you pull the spring off, you don't want the valve to fall down into the cylinder, because then you're just going in a circle and you're taking the head off anyways. So for both ways of doing this, one's going to use compressed air, one's going to use rope. You're going to need a valve spring compressor. Now there's fancy pants stuff out there, and then there's cheap stuff like this that gets the job done. And this one here, you put it on the stud, and you put your nut, that was on your rocker, you put that back on, and you tighten that down a little bit, and you can pull on this and compress the spring. Can't tell you exactly how far to tighten it down and whatnot. You just gotta play with that, figure it out for yourself. And then the other way is with this tool, that can be a huge pain, but it does get it done. And when I use this, I like to get it on and snug it up, and then I tie that zips and I wrap it around so it doesn't pop off and bust your front teeth out. Method one, spark plug. Gotta take it out because we need to get air into that cylinder. Here's my air hose. It looks like this right now. It's not gonna connect. And if you've never done anything like this before, you can spend days trying to figure out how to find every little piece. Well, to hook this up, well, here's how I do it. I've got a couple different sets of compression tester gauges. One set I bought all brand new, one set was my grandpa's, I inherited that. But unfortunately, both those sets don't have the fitting that I need to go in here. So I went down to my local auto parts store and rented / probably won't return this compression tester because it's got the piece I need. So I'm going to use this piece as well. I'm going to put that on there. And again, there's a million ways to skin a cat. This is just the way that I have figured out how to do things in this particular situation. So we get that in there. It doesn't need to be super tight. You don't need to crank it down with a wrench. Hook our air up to it. It might spin the motor over. Okay. Now, if you have a regulator on your compressor, you can adjust how much is in here. If you put too little air in here, it's not going to hold the valve up. If you put enough air in, it will hold it up. But this motor, for example, is blown up, it's worn out, the rings are toast, so it can't even hold enough air pressure inside the cylinder to hold the valve up. You can try any kind of rope you want. This is a braided nylon rope that has worked for me in the past. This one's kind of dirty, but this entire engine is coming apart, and she's going to be rebuilt a Reno, so just keep feeding her the rope. Now again, if you've got a nice good engine, you want to make sure you're using a clean rope. You know, or a rope that's not going to leave any little slivers behind or anything. Yeah, I said just feed a few good feet in. You know, there's no rule. You know, how much rope is going to fit in here depends on where the cylinder is. As soon as we get a little bit more rope in here, we're going to turn the engine over to push the rope up against the valves. And then so when we push down on the valves with the valve spring compressor tool, hopefully holds the valve up while the spring compresses and we can slide the keepers out. Now I'm going to turn the engine over to get that cylinder to come up. Push nice and tight. Now I recommend if the engine is in the vehicle and you've got a starter hooked up to it, do not use the starter. That might not turn out good. So we've got our rope in the cylinder, our cylinder up and pushing the rope up against the bottom of the valves. So now when we put this on, snug this down a little bit, and we'll see if this rope is going to hold the valve up enough to where we can pull on this tool and compress the spring. Yeah, maybe a little more than that. Probably about like that. All right, let's see what happens. Bam! There we go. What do they say? And Bob's your uncle? Use a magnet to get these keepers out of here, which I typically don't use a magnet. I just kind of wanted to show you that right now. But be careful, if you're going to use a magnet to do this, make sure it doesn't have a bunch of metal shavings stuck to it. You don't want to get those around your engine. Right now, if we could compress this spring enough to where we can get the valve seal out and then put a new one in without taking this off, we could do that. But it's just not working out like that in this case. Every you know, it's always different. And another thing too is these keepers separated from the shroud real easy. You know, sometimes you need to take a rubber mallet and give them a whack to loosen them up. Don't hit the tip of the stem though. Well, now the spring should just come right off, just like that. And there's our valve seal. And there is the valve being held up by that rope. If your old seal is rock hard and crusty, you could just snap it, break it off. Or you can just slide it up off the top. This top groove is for the keepers and the bottom groove is for the seal. So now we're going to put our new seal on, and it would be really easy just to put it on now and then put the spring and everything back on top. But this hole right here is only so big and this seal can get caught. And when you're compressing the spring back down so you can get the keepers back in, you might rip this or push it out of the groove. And we're going to put this tool back on, tighten it up, and then we're going to hope that this rope in here holds the valve up enough again so that we can get this seal, the new seal in, and then the keepers on. It's can be kind of a pain. We're going to use this pick to help us, and we're going to have the keepers up here because we want them close so we can reach them. So, okay, I almost lost the seal. Okay, so here we go. Okay, good, I can see the second groove. So we'll get this on. Okay, well that's the first groove. And now, try not to block your view. Come on, seal. This is the real world. It's kind of of a pain. The tool slipped off. But I can see that the seal is on. Okay, so there's one keeper. Trying my hardest not to block the view. Okay. Well, that's not working. Destroying my elbow on here. Let's try again. I'm going to try not to block your view. Okay, that's in. Let's get these keepers in. Bam. Done. I hate saying bam. Let's try it with this tool now. We'll do this valve over here. You just get these little hooks down in the springs there. And now I'm gonna just snug it up a little bit before it slips off. I take a tie that zips, put her around little leg thingies. That way you don't lose a tooth. And we're already loose enough to get the keepers out. Look at that. Where's the magnet? You know, honestly, I prefer to use my fingers. Pull the keepers out. See, now you don't have to pull this off if you don't want to. You can just fish that out and then just get the new one on and push it down in there. Use the pick to get it down into the second groove. And then you get your keepers back in like so. Subscribbles, because next we're checking valve guide clearance and we are lapping valves at home with a drill on the cheap.